Before we go further, I want to first welcome you to this event to talk about your book. But before we get into your book, I would like you to tell my audience, tell Nigerians, how do you want Nigerians and everyone to know you? Who are you?
My name is Engineer Oluyemi Olawale OGUNDELE. I'm a Nigerian, born in Lagos, Nigeria. I've been here in Europe for the past 40 years. And he said, how do you want people to know me? I would say I'm somebody who believes in Nigeria, because I left Nigeria when Nigeria was still merit-based. Things were working. Maybe not 100%, but things were still working 40 years ago when I left. I was working, I left my job, and they promised me that if I come back after 5 years of studies, I can always take back my job, even for a better position. So there was still hope when I left.
Okay.
And then 5 years came, 6 years, 7 years, no way of going back. Eventually, even the company closed down and things like that. So I think I'm somebody who still believes Nigeria will still be better one day.
Okay, thank you very much. And you've just mentioned that you've been in Austria and Europe for 40 years. And I believe that you have had a lot of affiliations or collaborations with the Nigerian community and then Austria and maybe in Europe. How do you want to respond to this?
Yes, that is very correct. You know, when you come into a new country, a foreign country, the group of people or set of people you mix up with immediately you arrive in the country is probably the group of people you end up with. So when I came into the hands of Nigerian community. The student union was very active. They embraced me, helped me to get admitted to the university, helped me to learn to get to where to learn the language. And all the while I've been in one organization or the other.
Okay.
Started with the student union that I started with, to Nigerian community, to Nigerian diaspora, and that's just
okay. And yeah, you've seen also how Nigeria has moved. The Nigerian community have moved from this time 40 years ago to date. How do you want to rate this? Do you think we are getting better, or do you think more work has to be done?
More work has to be done because things keep evaluating, changing. When I came in, our parents still sent us money from home for our studies. We get to the university, get to the institution, we get a letter, and the letter will be stamped at the embassy. We send it home for them to remit money to us. Now it's the other way around. When we came in, we were not many, but almost every one of us were students. We have something doing. Now you hardly find a student anymore. Everybody is desperate to want to make money. This has really changed. So, and then we still believe in ourselves. We trust ourselves. We see ourselves as one Nigeria. Anywhere we meet, you're in Nigeria. Oh, come over to my house. Are you new in this country? We help ourselves. But now, even when you somebody out there, you say you're Nigerian, he tells you he's from another country, doesn't want to associate with you that you are from the same place. So things have really changed 360 degrees.
Yeah. Yes, I can also recognize that. I've been in Europe also for about 20 years now. I can also feel some part of what you are saying. Thank you very much, Mr. Ogundele. Are you a chief, or do I refer to you as a chief? Are you a chief?
Of course, I have a chieftaincy title. I don't normally mention it. I only go by the official title here is engineer, the German
engineer.
title, engineer
Chief
Ogundele.
engineer. So as a Nigerian, I would say you are Chief Engineer Ogundele. Welcome to 10 Nigerians. Welcome to 10 Nigerians, sir. So today, as you know, we want to talk about your book. And you already introduced yourself, and I believe that a lot of Nigerians in the diaspora might already know you or seen some things you have been doing. But maybe personally myself, I've not seen that you have written a book before. I've not seen none of your book before. So I want to ask you, have you written books previously before?
No and yes. Why did I say no and yes? I've written a lot of pieces before, not books, reports of events I'm doing, some things to the paper, and I make sure I include some of it in the book I wrote. So I would say I've been writing this book for the past 40 years. That's where I would put it.
Okay, that means you've been in different editorial columns, you've been writing for papers and magazines. And
official publication this is the first one.
The first official publication. Good. So I want to also ask you, before, as you just said, you've been writing pieces of books, part of books, editorial columns, articles. What is the idea that brought you to writing a book this time?
Thank you very much. It's two things. All my life, I've been thinking that when I'm retiring, I want to put together what I've done in the past so that people will learn from it. Coincidentally, about 6 months ago, some group of Nigerians led by one Adeni Sanusi said they want to do a project they call 40-40, because they believe it's in the 40s, 40 years ago, when the issue of Andrew checking out comes up. We all know Andrew leaving the country in 81, 80, that is where Nigeria are really checking out. So, and they want to just celebrate that by doing this project 40-40, looking for 40 Nigerians to say their stories that people will learn from it. So when they approached me and I told them, actually, 40 sounds good for me, not only 40 Nigerians, but I will be 40 years exactly on October 1st. They said, oh, exciting. That would be good to have your story as one of the lead story in the project. And I said, my story of 40 years cannot be said in 10 minutes or 20 minutes on that program. I think I've been thinking of writing a book. Maybe I should just get the book together, finish it up, and present it during the project 40-40 on the 1st of October 2021. I said, this is great. So that was what motivated me to now compile it and finish it in time for that day.
Okay, great story. So this 40-40 project that's going on within 40 Nigerians by this Mr. Adeni, is the project already being completed?
Yes, we had the presentation yesterday.
Okay.
2nd of October online. So it's still an ongoing project, but we presented it yesterday online. It was a very colorful program. It's a virtual program. We have a lot of people in attendance, and we really people present their story, and I present my story as well as my book.
Okay. Nice. That means this story now, who are you, in your intention, who are your target audience for this book?
My target audience are the young Nigerians out there who want to travel abroad. Young Nigerians out there who believe everything starts and ends abroad, and you have to be abroad to make it. Also to my young Nigerians who are still in secondary school, because I indicate in the book that when I was in school, the school is 5 years in secondary school, or like 6 years now. But I spent 6 years in secondary school because of my rascality and things. And that time I thought that's the end of the thing. But people see anybody who repeats a class as somebody who is a failure. So I tried to put it there that is even better for me, because I learned more discipline at school, and that was what changed my life, because I put it in the book at the beginning that I grew up in an area called Kalakuta Republic in Empire, where Fela has a shrine. That was where I was born. I was born in the next house to Fela, and we grew up in that way, being rascal, doing things Fela way. We don't care. So when I got to school in Abeokuta, it's a school with discipline, school that produced people like Obasanjo, like Chifemku Abiola, Shivobapemi Amolowo. And I can continue to name people who I passed that school, so they don't take nonsense. So I came with my Lagos life. The first year I was able to get through. I didn't know Abeokuta much. I was okay. Second year I was moving there from Olumoro to this place to that place. I missed a lot of exams and classes. So they said, no, you must repeat the class. So I felt very bad. Felt bad. People that do seniority in school those days, you call your junior, go and buy me, not go and buy me this one. And that became my classmate. So I was ashamed of myself. And I said, look, this rascality is not going to pay me. And that was why I now changed drastically. I said, no, I now became a complete new person. And that was what helped me in life. If not, I would have ended up in one way or the other. So that was why I now spent an extra year. But that one extra year helped me a lot, because I now know, say, look, the rascality of all this I'm doing doesn't pay. But I indicate that in the book for young ones to learn that, look, you can make mistakes, but you can always turn around and make things better.
That means, from what you've said, this book is also being distributed in Nigeria.
Yes, it's on Amazon actually, but you can get it from Nigeria as well. And of course, I will also try to make some available. People have even been ordering from Nigeria already that they want to have it. So the book is not, although I call it my Diaspora Footprint, but I narrated a bit of how it started from Nigeria, and then I continue the story now with my life in Europe.
Okay, good. So now, bringing the idea of the 40-40 project, I want to ask you, how is this book structured? Do you have like chapters? with every single story? Is it like the book is into 40 chapters, or how is the structure of the book?
Okay,
Or do you
the
have
book is
sections?
structured
Sorry.
with chapters. Actually, not 40 chapters. I can read through the chapter, but I have the book in front of me. Of course, I'll present it to you now. It started with appreciation to God, to my family, and it started with a foreword written by none other person than Honorable Abeokuta Erewa,
Okay.
chairman, CEO of NITCOM. She wrote the foreword for the book because I know her personally. She knows me. So she was one who wrote the foreword for the book. Then I have introduction. Then I started with chapter 1 is my early life. So chapter 2 is life after school. Chapter 3 is Europe, here I come. Chapter 4 is the promised land, Austria. Chapter 5 is life in foreign lands. Then chapter 6 is Nigerian Student Union. 7 is Engr Omodudua, National Association of Nigerian Community, Austria is 8. 9 is National Nigeria in Diaspora Organization, Europe. I narrated all what I did and what I served Nigeria, what I've done, my interesting story. Then serving the Lord, because I was also very religious. I have time also to go to church and get some things done. Then my social life is 11. My love for Adire fabric, you can see I'm always in Adire in all the things I do Adire Carnival. Why I came about that. My pledge to Nigeria is 13. 14 is professional career and achievements. 15 is special awards. And I end up with 16, which is a testimonial written by no other person than Dr. Bashir Obashekola, who is the continental chairman, NIDO Europe. So I wrote a testimonial, to confirm how I've been active with Nigerian community, doing things. You are also aware, in 2018, I know your contribution you made to our event for the, 2016 for the carnival. Yeah, 2016, you wrote a very wonderful piece that helped us with the tourism in Nigeria, to tourism, see where things are, where people can visit. So these are all, you can testify to that. That's what I've been doing all the past, and all this one is even mentioned in the book too, the tourism event and everything. All the write-up I did for the event, I also make sure it's there. But specifically, I have a lot of documentation also in the book. So the book is like 50% new story I've just written, 25% of what I've done in the past, like all this carnival I'm telling you about and all stuff. And then 25% is documentary evidence. I have a picture of all my tickets that I used to visit Europe, to and fro. I used the fro to, I didn't return back. So the ticket is there. How much was the ticket to show? How much was the rate of $1? At that time, I bought my traveler's check. I have a picture of the letter of refusal I got when I wanted to enter UK. But my intention was to visit UK, not even Austria or Switzerland. And I was refused. The refusal letter, everything is documented. I put everything in there because I kept all those things all the while because I knew there would be a day like this. So all these things. So I have a lot of pictures there, documentary. When I went to National Assembly to address the National Assembly in Nigeria on how the Nigerians are being treated here in Austria, all these pictures and the letter I read to them, that I wrote to them, the one I wrote to the ambassador here and everything, all are documented in this book just to confirm most of my stories.
Great. Very great. These things you don't mention, they are very important, and they are things that we common people won't think about. These are information that you have in this book. Very great. So I want to continue with the question. I want to ask so now you've said before the content of the book, which is made up of 16 chapters.
Yes,
16 chapters. But for just like a minute, what do you want people to take home from the book?
Yeah, I have about 3 areas that I want people to take home from the book.
Okay.
First of all, permit me to show you the book now.
That's the book, yeah.
My diaspora footstep. You will see my steps from Nigeria right there to Europe.
Right.
So and then a bit about myself here. So if you allow me, first one thing I want people to tell me, the first thing I want people to take home from the book, I can read it through here. It's in the, of course, I have an introduction, which is also very elaborate, but I will talk about my early life. For example, let me just read chapter 1, the beginning. I was not born with silver spoon in my mouth. I came from an humble background. I was born in the early 60s. My parents, Mr. Simon Olajide Ogundele and Mrs. Abike Olatudu Ogundele, lived in a small community called Empire in the Surulere suburb. My mom was a pretty trader and sold foodstuff, and my dad was a civil servant. True to his name, Empire was like an empire within Nigeria with its norms and rules. Empire was the same community that housed the popular African shrine of late Fela Anikulapo Kuti, and his home was referred to as Kalakuta Republic. Children born around this area are noted as independent-minded and strong-willing, as they saw Fela as their role model and mostly took after him. Most of them took pride in exhibiting his styles and ways of life. My case was not different. I had my share of stubbornness. That was one thing. So for people to see how I grew up and why I got this rascality move. So the second area, which I also mentioned earlier, was then how I continued with this lifestyle until I got to school. And when I got to school, I had to change because of what happened. I just mentioned. I don't want to repeat it.
Yeah, I get it.
And then the second area I want to mention was that I put in the book that when I finished school, I was just sleeping at home one day. My father wake me up and say, Yemi, we are going to look for a job. I said, where would I go for a job? He said, go to the Ministry of Labor in Ikoyi. Believe it sincerely, I just went the next day and they checked my testimonial and the result. My share certificate was not out. And said, okay, be coming here every Tuesdays and Thursdays to look for job. We'll tell you if there's any job after filling the form. And the next day I went, they said, go to number 1A, Marina, UAC, Old Niger House. There's a vacancy there. And I got there and I got the job. So it was based on merit. Nobody got the job for me. It's just like Europe here, where you went to labor office and you get a job. Nigeria was like that in the 80s. This was 1978. 79, yeah, 79 exactly. I got my first job by not knowing anybody. I just went to labor office, register, all I would do here. So people thought it's happening here. It's not. It has happened in Nigeria before, and it can still happen. So after that, after almost a year, because I really wanted to travel, I left the job. Was having a job that you didn't struggle to get. I left the job. I was trying to get my visa. I didn't get the visa. I started looking for a job again. But that told me, okay, one of my friends worked with Volkswagen of Nigeria. I spoke to him. He said, I should come over. And I got a second job. So job was easy to get at that time. Not so easy, but at least it was not like now that you cannot, even gradually couldn't get the job. So yeah. I left Nigeria. When I'm employing ties, I left Nigeria when Nigeria was still good. Not because I was looking for a job, opportunity or anything. The job was there for me. But the job is where it was even supposed to be kept for me till I return. So Nigeria was good before. That's the second part. Then the last part I want to take home on this book is that in Europe, things are not so rosy. I realized that, in fact, I lost my first wife during births here in Europe, in Austria. And my second son was born with paralysis, hurt in the arms. What am I trying to say? Here in Europe, and this part of Europe, in Austria, for example, Austria were not really ready for blacks. We were the pioneers. They're not prepared. They did not even understand that the anatomy of blacks is different from the white. So they just gather us together in the same place. You go for a medical, I put it in the book, for example, that we are taking a risk. They were not ready for us. We just came here, and unlike UK or France, who has colonized black before, they don't colonize us, so they don't even know they were coming. The language is German. So it was not very easy for us. So if you go for a blood test, for example, here in Austria, they will give you category of blood sugar between your blood, so maybe creatine must be between 1 and 100. Anything above 100 is you are sick. But on the long run, blacks might have up to 200, but they don't indicate it there. They don't even care about us. When you go to a doctor, if you see a good doctor and say, I have a problem, they say my blood should be between 1 and 100, and I have 120, they will say, come on, forget it. You're a black man. Because of your color of your skin and everything, you can even have up to 150 and you are still normal. They're supposed to change that scale to also to collaborate black something. The same thing with our women when they're having birth. Because of the pelvics and everything, we are different from the in anatomy. And Nigerian African anatomy is different from the white one. They're supposed to take care. Even when you have somebody who's tall and big as me, and the child is coming up big, They just take them the old thing, and maybe the pelvis is not bending or flexible like a white woman. They just care. So and there was time when my son was born, about 3 of them, blacks, were born with arm with plexus in the arm. And I put it in the book that, look, we came here, it's not easy. We are suffering also. People at home thought everything is okay. No. People here, we're not, Austria is not ready for us. I even put it there that Austria never had a relationship with Nigeria. The first relationship we had, and I indicate in the book, I researched for that, was that in 1960, when Nigeria got independence, so Nigerian army was drafted to the UN army, the United Nations army, and they said, go to the Congo and go and help the war in Congo. That was the first thing in 1960. And when we got to Congo, they said, you are blacks. Austrian soldiers have been kidnapped by some warlords in Congo. You guys, you may know the terrain very well, being African, go and save them. You believe the Nigerian army swing into action? First action, that first job they would do is there. And they were able to free all the hostages, all the Austrian army that were taking hostages. Of course, some Nigerian army paid the ultimate price, but they free all the Austrian without anyone being hurt. That was the first thing I can read in the history that Nigeria has as relationship with Austria. So they do colonization like other things. So they are not really, they don't even know us. They're not really ready for us. So we came here. Of course, things are getting better now, but we are the pioneers. So we came at that time and really suffered it. Of course, things are getting better.
Thank you very much, sir. So thank you for that highlight. The 3 points I got now is your life, yourself as a kid in school, and the life in school and after school, and then life in Europe that you've explained to us right now. Thank you very much. And for the last part of this interview, I would like to know where we can find this book and how much does it cost to have this book?
Okay. The book is on Amazon.
Okay.
The paper print like this is 25 euros on Amazon. And there's the ebook for 7 euros that can be downloaded and read online, also on Amazon.
Okay. So they are just
found. Amazon, either you click my name, Ogundele Oluyemi, or you just click my Diaspora Footprints.
My Diaspora Footprints. Okay. Yes. I will, for the publication of this video, I will write also on the video about the book. And if I will find a link on Amazon and add it to the video. Thank you very much, sir. Is there something you would like us to know again that I didn't ask about this book or about yourself?
Yes. I said at the beginning that I believe a lot about in Nigeria, and Nigeria will still get better. That's why I'm also happy that I have someone like Abeokuta Erewa writing the foreword for the book, and Dr. Bashikola writing the testimonial. This shows you that I believe totally in Nigeria, and I believe Nigeria will be okay. And this is the book that is written here in diaspora, for diasporas also, as well as for Nigeria. And my take home is that for we Nigerian diaspora to be very careful in comparison. Every country has their own problem. We saw what happened in America. If they tell me it will happen, that some people will go there and almost take the capital, I would say it's not possible. It's happened. We witnessed it. We saw recently in UK, they had even fuel scarcity. It happens. So we thought things are happening only in Nigeria. It doesn't happen somewhere else. No. Everybody takes their own things. They have their own problem, and they try to take care of it. But we Nigeria, we thought we are the only one who have problem, and we are going there demonstrating, shouting, cursing the country. No. We know we're sick. No doubt about that. We should look for solution. And most of us, diaspora, that should be our own interest. Not spoiling, not bring the country down. Some people writing on the media everywhere in the diaspora that comparing two countries. You can't compare a country of 180 million, if they even get it right, even no more, to a country of 9 million. And they say 9 million in Ghana, in Syria alone, and there's lights and everything. You know, it's like in Yoruba proverb, the bigger your head, the bigger the headache you have. So we realize that so we have problem. Of course, we have issue of bad leadership. Some of us diaspora are not even ready to go and take over the leadership. We are afraid of our life to die. People are there. Of course, people are really messing up. I know that. There's no doubt about it. But we can influence in a good way. But we should not be a bad influence. But unfortunately, some of us diaspora will be bad influence. And some of us who still believe in Nigeria, in fact, people cost you. People are abusing you. Even when you say anything about Nigeria, like I put something on my Facebook today. I saw it and I love it. The person said, you can't continue to curse a land. I want that land to bear good fruit for you.
True.
No. If you continue to curse it, you will not get it. You missed it. So you got to bless your land, pray for your land, and probably things will get better. And I believe Nigeria go better.
Cool. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for this time. Thank you for your time today, and thank you for writing this book. I want to thank you so much for having the courage and the power and the time to put a book like this together. Here in Switzerland, we don't have the book right now. I don't think we have the book in Switzerland. And I would like also, we discuss on the back later, how we can have this book in Switzerland. Thank you very much, sir. And this is 10 Nigerians, and I know you know me very well. And whenever there is something like this, please let me know and let me be able to tell my audience about all the good things you've been doing and that you're going to do.
Thank you very much. The pleasure is mine. Thanks for the good work you're doing. Keep doing it.
Thank you very much, sir. Have a good day. Bye-bye, sir. Bye.